Distance from a fixed point minus 4, 0 is 2 times its distance from the fixed point 1, 2. Determine the equation of the locus of P. So just for referencing, I'm going to call minus 4, 0 A. So A is the point minus 4, 0. And I'm going to call B the point 1, 2, just for referencing. I'm going to call B the point 1, 2. Now look what they told us. They told us that the point P moves so that its fixed distance from the point A, so that means the distance of P to A, they say it is 2 times the distance from P to B. That's all it is saying. That's what this is saying. It said that a point moves so that its distance from a fixed point, so from P to A, is 2 times the distance from P to B. Determine the equation of the locus. So from this now, remember, P is the point right here. P is the point xy. Just to get that out of the way, P is the point x, comma y. All right, so what's going to be the equation of the locus? To find the equation of the locus, PA is 2 times PB. So now the distance from P to A, we use length of a line formula. So it's the square root of x2 minus x1. So it's x minus minus 4, which become x plus 4 square. So we get x plus 4 square plus, this is then going to be y minus 0, which is just y square. And that is equal to 2 times the distance of PB. Now the distance of PB is just going to be the square root of x minus 1 square. Let's write that down. So it's going to be x minus 1 square plus y minus 2 square, all square rooted. So this is the locus. Of course, we're going to expand and simplify. So we're going to square both sides. We are going to square both sides. And by squaring both sides, what we end up get is this becomes x plus 4 square. This becomes x plus 4 square plus y square. X plus 4 square plus y square. And that is equal to 2 square. That becomes 4. That becomes 4 times in bracket x minus 1 square plus y minus 2 all square. Remember, you might say, how that 4 come in? The 4 come in because when I squared it, the 2 square becomes 4. Now to simplify this, I'm just going to expand out these numbers to get x squared plus, this becomes 8x. Then 4 square, we know that is 16. That becomes plus 16 plus y square. And that is now equal to 4 times, in this bracket now going to be over here, expanding out this side, that is now x squared. Let us see, this is x squared minus 2x plus 1. And then expanding that part now is plus y squared. This is now y squared minus 4y plus 4. That is what we end up getting, plus 4. So now what we're going to do now is just simplify this by expanding the bracket with the 4 now. So what we're going to get is x squared I'm going to group them in descending powers. So from the squares first, I have x squared plus y squared plus 8x plus 16, 8x plus 16, and that is now equal to, this now becomes 4 times x squared is 4x squared. And remember, I'm grouping them in descending power. So then I'm going to go 4 times the y squared, which is 4y squared. I just want to organize them. And then I'm going to go the 4 times the minus 2x is minus 8x. Then I'm going to go the 4 times the minus 4y, that's minus 16y. And then 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. That is now 20. Once I get this now, I'm good. Now what I'm going to do is bring over the 4x squared over here. So I'm going to get minus 3x squared. Then I'm going to bring over the 4y squared over here to get minus 3y squared. Then I'm going to bring over the 8x over here to get 8x plus 8x is 16x. Then I'm going to bring over the minus 16y over here to get plus 16y plus 16y. Then I'm going to bring over the 20 over here, bring over the 20 right here, bring over the 20, or maybe I don't need to bring over the 20, I'm going to bring over the 16 over here instead. All right, so bring the 16 over here, so I get equal to 20 minus 16 is 4. So now after I get that, what I'm going to now do is divide through by negative 3. So if I divide through by negative 3, what I'm going to get is x squared plus y squared. Then my 16 over negative 3 is minus 16 over 3 times x. And then 16y divided by negative 3, that is now minus 16 over 3y. And then that's equal to negative 4 over 3. Now, if you look at this closely, you can see that this is a circle. So the locus leads to a circle. How do I know that? If you're to complete the squares among the x term, you will get x minus a half of 16 over 3 is 16 over 6. And 16 over 6 can be written as 8 over 3. So we have 8 over 3 squared plus, we can complete the square for the y terms to get y minus 8 over 3 square. And then look what we're left back with. Now bring over the minus 8 over 3 and the minus 8 over 3 square. So we have 8 over 3 square plus 8 over 3 square minus 4 over 3. And we get 12 and 8 over 9. 12 times 9 plus 8, so we get 116 over 9. So this is equal to 116 over 9. So this clearly is a circle. So how are we going to write this? I'm going to go to the top up here and say that the locus is a circle with center. What's the center? The center was 8 over 3, comma 8 over 3, and the radius equal to the square root of 116 over 9. So what was that? The square root of 116 over 9. That's 3.6, and radius 3.6. So that is the locus of this question right here. Of course, I always going to show you on a graph. So I'm going to show you on a graph just what is happening. So that is a locus. So I'm going to put on the graph point A. I'm going to put on the graph point B. And then we're going to draw the circle and we're going to show you that anywhere on the circle from P to those points, you're going to see that PA is 2 times the distance PB. Just so it's a little easier to understand. So let me go ahead and show you all that I'm talking about since I'm talking so much. So here, first thing we want everything, change the preferences to tens. And so we're gonna go to graph. We need a rectangular grid. Now, as we were saying right here, A was the point, what was A again? A was the point minus 4, 0. Minus 4, 0 is right here. And let's label that point as A. That's minus 4, 0. Let's show the coordinates as well. So this is the point A, minus 4, 0. Then B was the point, I think it's 1, 2. B is the point 1, 2. So let's go to put a point at 1, 2. This is the point B right here. So let's put this on, label the point, that is B. So B is the point 1, 2. Since B is the point 1, 2, want to label, show the coordinates of this point. This is B, B is the point 1, 2. Now I'm going to draw the circle now. You hide these points. All right, so this is AB. I'm going to draw the circle, and the circle was, the center is 8 over 3, 8 over 3. 8 over 3, 8 over 3 is 8 over 3, that is 1, 2, 8 over 3, this is 8 over 3 is 2.67, so somewhere about here. So we're somewhere right here, somewhere right here, somewhere right here. All right, and then the radius is 3.6. So if the radius is 3.6, that's something like this. 1, 2, let me see, this is 1, 2, 3, 3.5. This is about 3.6, somewhere about here. So this is how the locus look. Then you might say, sir, what is that? Now, all it is saying is that if you were to take up this from A to any point on the circle, from A to any point on the circle, let's go up. Let's say A from here to here. All right. The distance from A being from here to here, and the distance from B being from here to here, you're going to see that this distance is 2 times the distance from there. Let me measure it and show you. So let's call this point P. Let's say this was the point P, right? Let's say this was the locus point P. So let's put that on. Let's label the point as P. Let's say this was the point P they're talking about. Look at this now. They said the locus was traveling such that measure that distance. So look at that. In this case, PA is 6.3 centimeter. Now I guarantee you that PB is going to be half of this. So it's going to be 3.15, which means it's going to be 3.2. We're going to measure PB. Measure the distance PB. Let's go again. 1, 2. It dissipated. P, B, measure distance. PB is 3.3. It should have been 3.2. Didn't get it. The circle is not 100% accurate. All right, the circle is not 100% accurate because this is not the exact spot where it should have been. But as you can see, The distances are twice. The distance is twice it. All right, it's going to be twice it. So let me round it off to units. Since I'm not using so accurate, let's go with units. All right, now let's say the point P was somewhere else. Let's say P was even right here, so. All right, let's say P was right here, so. Anywhere on the circle is P. This is how P is moving. This is how P is moving. Let's say P is right here, so. All right, P is moving in a circle. Let's say P is right here. All right, if you measure the distance from A to P right here, we're calling this point P. We're calling this point P. So let's call this P prime now. Another P. Let's call this point P right here. If you measure the distance from A to P prime right here, measure the length, you get 11 centimeter. Look at this, 11 centimeter. All right. If you're to measure the distance now from B to this point P, I guarantee that the distance from B to P is going to be half of that. So measure that length. See it there? It's actually 5.5, but because I changed it to 1, all right? So it's really showing you that it satisfies this criteria. This was a criteria that PA is always a double of the distance from P to B. All right, so the locus is moving in a circle. All right, so the point P is moving. Let me show you how P is moving. This is how P is moving in a circle. This is P. P is moving in such a way that it is always twice the distance from PB is equal to PA. This is how P is moving. P is behaving this way. This is how P is moving. P is just moving in a circle so that the distance from A to the point P on the circle is always 2 times the distance from P to B. That's all is locus. Locus is just studying about a set of points that satisfy a given criteria. So let's look at another example. This example says, find the locus of P which moves so that the sum of the squares of its distance from a fixed point A and B is 4 times the distance between A and B. So it says that it moves so that the sum of the squares of its distance from a fixed point A and B, the sum of its squares, all right, is 4 times the distance between A and B. So the sum of its squares from a fixed point A and B. So what they're telling us then is they're telling us that the sum of the squares from its point, so PA square, the sum of its squares, the sum of the squares, so PA square, this is what it is telling us, PA square plus PB square, saying that the sum of the squares, PA square plus PB square, is equal to 4 times the distance between A and B. 4 times the distance between A and B. That's all. So we just need to find PA square plus PB square, and it's equal to 4 times the distance AB. Now P is the point XY, so to find PA is going to be the square root of, PA is the square root of x minus 3 all square. This is PA, x minus 3 all square, plus y minus 0, which is just y square. That is PA all square. But look at this. Remember, PA is being squared. plus PB square. PB square is just the square root of, it's now the square root of x minus 3, which becomes x plus 3 square, x plus 3 square plus y minus 0, which is just plus y square. And remember, PB is being squared as well. So this is PB squared, and it's equal to 4 times the distance from A to B. Now to go from A to B, if you draw one axis, let us draw axis. A is the point 3, 0, so this is A. B is the point negative 3, 0. This is B. All right, this is negative 3, and this is positive 3. Then to go from B to A or from A to B, that is just 6 units. That's just 6 units to go from B to A. Think about it. So that means AB is 6. So this becomes 4 times 6, which is 24, because AB is 6 units. So now when we square this, the square gets rid of the square root. So what we end up with is x minus 3 all square. We get x minus 3 all square plus y square plus, this is now x plus 3 all square. This is now x plus 3 all square, x plus 3 square plus y square, x plus 3 square plus y square, and that's equal to 24. So let's finish this off real quickly. As we can see right here, expanding this, we're going to get first term square, which is x squared, minus twice the product of the two, minus 6x, plus second term square, which is plus 9, plus, that is now y squared, plus, this is now first term square, which is x squared, plus twice the product of the two, twice the product of the two, which is twice the product of this two, 6x plus second term square, 9 plus y squared, and that is equal to 24. So now what? Now what? Well, x squared plus x squared is 2x squared. X squared plus x squared is 2x squared. Y squared plus y squared is 2y squared. And then minus 6x plus 6x cancel each other. All right. Oh, this is 2y squared. Minus 6x plus 6x cancel. 9 plus 9 is 18. Bring over the 18 to the other side. And 24 minus 18 is 6. So we divide through by 3 to get x squared plus y squared equal to 3. So the locus is a circle with center 0, 0 and radius of 3. So we can write that down. The locus is a circle with center 0, 0 and a radius of square root of 3. That's the locus. All right, that's the locus that satisfies these criteria. So remember, that is a locus. All right, that's all there is to locus. Now, of course, I'm always going to show you what is happening. So let's have a look at what is happening on the Geometer Sketchpad. By the way, if you want to download the Geometer Sketchpad, you can see the link below in the description to download the Geometer Sketchpad. It's a wonderful tool. With that being said, let us use the Geometer Sketchpad. So here's the sketch pad. All right, so again, we have to go back to graph, rectangular grid. Let us get rid of this. Preferences, how do I want it? Hundreds, want it in tens, distance in tens. All right, now look at this now. We said that locus is a circle with center 0, 0 and radius root 3. This is 1. Root 3 is 1.7. 1.7 is about here. Just to make sure, I'm going to measure the distance. I want to make sure it is 1.7. I'm going to measure that distance. All right, that is 1.7. Now that it is 1.7, I know that I'm good with the radius. Don't need to label this. All right, so this is a circle. All right, this is a circle. And I remember the points that they gave us. The points that they gave us was -3, 0. So this is not A. Let's rename that as a center C. So they gave us A is, I think, -3, 0. -3, 0 is right here. They gave us B is the point 3, 0. All right, so let's label these points now. This is label the point. That is A. Label this point. This is B. All right. All right. Now, remember we were saying that the locus is moving such that, so I'm going to show you P is some point on this circle. P is some point on this circle. So let's say this is P right here. All right, let's say that is the point P. Remember, this is how P is moving. The locus is moving in a circle. This is P. So P is moving right here. P can be here, 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 here. It doesn't matter. We just know that P is moving in a circle. But it is moving in a circle such that the distance from A to P, the square of the distance from A to P, plus the square of the distance from P to B is equal to 4 times the distance AB. Now let's check it out if that is true. So that would be the distance from A to P. This would be the distance from B to P. So I'm just going to label this point as P. Label the point as P. That is P. Now I'm going to measure the distance from A to P. Now the distance from A to P is 3.4. All right, now I'm going to measure the distance from P to B. It's also going to be 3.4. Now I lost it. PB, measure the distance, it's also 3.4. All right. Now we know that the distance from A to B is 6. We already know that. Look at this. Distance from A to B, we know so that was 6 already. Now look what I'm going to show you that all the criteria was satisfied. Remember we said that PA square plus PB square, we said that this is going to be equal to 4 times AB. This was going to be equal to 4 times AB. Let's check how true that is. So that means that 3.4 square plus 3.4 square is supposed to equal to 4 times AB, where it is 4 times 6, which is 24. Let's say that 3.4 square plus 3.4 square. You're going to get 23.12. And the reason why we get 23.12 is because we round off to 1 decimal place. Actually, when it was giving us the distance right here, the actual distance, meaning the actual radius was 1.73. This was actually giving us 1.73, so it round off. So you get 23.12, but in reality, this should have been like 3.44 or somewhere of that sort, 3.4546, but because it round off, it's not going to be 100% accurate. But this is roughly 24. This is roughly 24. And the reason why it is roughly 24, they're roughly the same. Right, so I'm going to say it's approximately this. Why? Because this distance was rounded off. I put everything to 1 centimeter, and so that threw off the calculations big. But it is just showing you that the locus is satisfied. This is what is happening. So anywhere you go, anywhere P is moving on this circle, it doesn't matter. P can be up here, P can be here. All you just know is that the square of the distance of PA plus PB is going to be 4 times the distance of AB. That's all we need to know. So the locus is just a set of points satisfying a given criteria. That's all is locus. So I really hope this video was helpful. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more. All the best prepping for your exam.